Hi, everyone. Welcome back to MomCom. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Shannon. And today we have a very, very special episode. We're doing things a little differently again. And last week you heard a little bit more from me. And this week is all about Nicole. And I'm telling you,
I don't know.
I've been looking forward to this one because number one, I mean, Nicole and I have been friends for, God, I guess it's like 5 years now. I always say
Yeah.
4 years, but it's 2026.
Yes.
So, and I do feel like, I know so much about you, but I'm so excited for today because I know there's going to be new things that I learn and certainly that our listeners are going to learn. And one thing that I just always admire about you is just your honesty. You know, you're always, you're so authentic and so genuine. So, you know, I said to Nicole, like, is there anything like I should avoid? She's like, "No, I'm an open book." So we're going to learn a lot about you today. And I have a feeling, I feel like I say this a lot with certain things, but like, we're probably going to do a part 2 and a part 3.
Yes.
So I know there's more from my own story that I'd love to share, but we have lots of time because we have lots of episodes.
We can do, and it's when you're in it, you have all this information in your head, right?
Yes.
But like to get it out and it just, it never comes out, I feel like we think it does.
I know.
And then we're like, oh, but I wanted to say this, and you think about it after the fact. So there'll be plenty more.
We'll do lots more. But I'm very excited. So again, today is all about getting to know Nicole a little bit more. The focus is I want to understand a little bit more about, you've shared a little bit about your childhood, and then I just want to understand sort of how that then moved into motherhood and sort of what that experience has been. And I think you are so eloquent in the way that you handle everything. You are. No, you really are. And I admire, as I said, I really admire it. And I think today also gives me an opportunity to fulfill some of my childhood dreams because our joke is that I wanted to be Barbara Walters when I was a kid. Like that was literally what I wanted.
And how did we miss that on the last, right?
I know. Because there's just so much. But I mean, that was like, it was a dream. So I feel like I get to be Barbara today.
Yes.
And we're going to learn.
And I get to be me.
And you get to be you.
Yes.
So I want to take us back. We all know Nicole now.
Right.
But I'm trying to visualize like little girl Nicole. Like, did you have the curly hair like Quinn?
I had blonde hair.
See?
I was a towhead, as they call it.
Crazy.
Yeah, I was really cute then. I don't know what happened. I was like, oh, she's so cute.
I don't think I knew you had blonde hair.
Oh, yeah. And it wasn't as curly as Quinn's. Like Quinn's like
she has
ringlets.
Okay.
It was more like finer, not as like tight curled.
Yeah. Okay, so little blonde-haired Nicole. Tell us what you were like as a little girl. Like take us back to you as a little girl and just what was your personality?
I think my personality was very bossy, very independent.
From a young age.
Very young. Like I knew what I wanted and I was going to get what I wanted and that was it.
Yeah.
Like that was my personality. So, but that ended up serving me very well, right? Because my mom had me when she was 19.
Wow. Okay.
Because she was very young.
Yeah.
And my dad was 1 year older. He was 20. Wow. So they were very young parents and very not ready to be parents at that age.
Yeah.
And so I think like instinctively, like you feel the energy.
Yeah.
But like that was my personality, thankfully, because I could handle a lot.
Yeah. So where were you born in California?
I was born in Redmond, Washington.
Okay, that's right.
And then the story goes that my dad was cheating with my mom's friend. And she's confirmed the story because they later got married and had 2 kids. So clearly there was something going on, right?
Right.
And my mom, being the feisty gypsy that she is, when she found that out, she like took me in like while he was at work. She like packed up her car and then we drove to Coronado in San Diego where my Nana lived. So she lived in the Coronado Shores.
Mm-hmm.
So she just up and moved.
How old were you?
2.
So you don't remember necessarily mom and dad together.
Never.
Yeah.
I never even had a picture of him. I didn't even know what he looked like until I was 16 years old.
That is so wild.
Never talked to him, nothing.
So he was just...
It was just, it was my stepdad who was in, I think it was like the Navy. I was always told he's a Navy SEAL, but I don't know if that's true, but that's what I remember it to be. And then he got disbarred's not the right word.
Discharged?
Discharged. Yeah. Disbarred. But my mom met him in Coronado because there's, a lot of military and Navy and stuff.
Sense.
Yeah. So she met him and then they got married and they had my brother when she was 26.
Okay.
It just seems so young.
It's so young.
Doesn't it?
It seems so young to think that at 26 to already have a 6-year-old and then be having another baby. Yes, it feels so young.
It makes me feel so old.
Yeah. Well, my parents had 3 kids by the time they were 25.
Yeah.
Like, no wonder these relationships didn't work. That's too young.
I mean, you shouldn't do anything before 25. Your brain's not even fully developed yet.
And you figure we had kids later, and I'm like, this is hard.
Yeah.
And we're intelligent, grown people.
My brain is supposed to be grown, and clearly, it doesn't feel that way sometimes. But yeah.
So if you... What is sort of one word you would use to describe your childhood?
Unstable.
Mm-hmm. And, you've shared with, on different episodes, some glimpses here and there. But I just wonder, this strong, independent, fierce personality at a very young age with a very unstable environment, it's like, was it a learned? Was that independence a learned thing, or you know what I mean? Is it environment related?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're born into these families and I had to survive, right?
Yeah.
Thank God I was that way.
Yeah, right.
But maybe that was on purpose. Maybe that was designed on purpose for me to be born to her because I was going to be this person.
Right.
I don't really know. What
and
came
there's
first, the chicken or the egg? But, But my brother is responsible and, totally different than they were too.
So interesting.
We both are. So it's really interesting. But, my brother too, I feel like gave me that sense of purpose.
Yeah.
I had someone I had to protect. I had someone I had to take care of.
Right.
Even at 6 years old. We shared a room.
Wow.
And the parents were partying, right? And so sometimes when you drink too much, you don't hear anything. You sleep like a rock. And so my brother would wake up in the middle of the night and be screaming hungry. And so I would go make him a bottle and give him a bottle so
6.
he could go back to bed so I could go back to bed.
Oh
that was at a very young age.
Yes.
And I used to just clean like crazy.
Really?
Yeah, I was cleaning there. I was cleaning everything because I was trying to find some calm.
Yeah. That makes so much sense.
In the chaos.
Yes, that makes so much sense.
So I was constantly cleaning.
Interesting.
These people came home to the cleanest house all the time.
We hired a maid?
What 5-year-old's cleaning the house?
Oh, so it was probably a form of protection in a way too for you, right? Because it was a distraction to be able to just focus on. So you were literally cooking, cleaning, and taking care of a baby at the age of 6.
Yeah.
I mean, Nicole, that's most 6-year-olds certainly are. They're out playing in the dirt, you know?
So that was just a part of me. And I think that it's unfortunate, right? Because I never had a childhood.
Yeah.
My childhood was trying to take care of these people that I shouldn't have had to take care of, right? Because when there were terrible moments going on, you just you want to make everything better.
Yeah.
You try to calm the situation. And so there was no space to just be a kid.
That's
at all.
Yeah.
But, I definitely wouldn't trade it for anything in the world because then I wouldn't be me.
Yeah.
And I think who I am now, I'm really proud of.
Yes.
So, sometimes you have to go through all those hard things and you wonder why. Like, did I really have to go through that?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah.
That seems kind of shitty.
Like really shitty and like really intense and like too much. But
like, could you maybe not have done those things and I could still be a good person?
Right.
Let's take a quick break.
To our local Charleston listeners, you're going to want to hear this. Bloom is a one-day conference on March 14th for women who just need space to breathe, to step away from the noise of everyday life and be reminded of who they are in Jesus. So many of us spend our days pouring into everyone else, and Bloom is simply a day where you get to be poured into. Through worship, encouraging teaching, and time spent in community, their hope is that you leave feeling refreshed, restored, and deeply reminded that you are seen and loved by God. You don't have to have everything together to come. Just come as you are. If that sounds like something that your heart needs, you can grab your ticket over at bloomconferencellc.com. Remember, that's on March 14th, and you can get your ticket on bloomconferencellc.com.
I could still be this responsible and independent without having to go through
I was
so much.
responsible that my mom would leave me notes on her frozen margarita mix saying, Nicole, this is my last one. Don't drink it.
What?
And I'm like,
oh, Nicole.
I'm not drinking your margarita mix,
Oh.
Or if I went to Mexico to party, because she knew I would go to Mexico at 16 to party.
Well, yeah, when you lived
Because I
in
lived in San Diego,
that's what you do, right?
that's what you
so
do.
was it Tijuana that you're going to?
Yeah, Tijuana. When it was safe.
I mean, it was definitely different.
And she would tell me, because here I am telling my mother, right? But she's a party animal, so she gets it. And she's like, just if there's something wrong, don't call me from the blue phones because they cost too much to call collect. You don't have cell phones.
Right. No. Totally different time.
I was like, okay, good advice. Like, what?
Wow.
I would be like, you're not going to Mexico to party all night long till 1 in the morning.
Don't call
3 in
from
the
blue
morning,
phones.
6 in the
Too
morning.
expensive. Oh my
it's
God.
expensive. Yeah.
Well, and that's what I was going to ask. So obviously you had a ton of responsibility at a young age, like a ton. And you just gave sort of one live example of that. But what are some other examples of sort of your real life or day to day that you just had to take on this responsibility and burden of, and I feel like you told me at one point you also homeschooled yourself.
Yes, I did. Well, I was from a young age. So obviously my mom and my stepdad, because of all their addiction issues, they fought all the time, right? So it was a lot of breaking up, getting back together, breaking up, getting back together all the time. So I would be alone a lot because my mom was a single mom working. So Adam, I think, would be at a daycare and I would come home alone. But then as time went on, they got back together and moved, to this beautiful home and brand new home on a golf course, which is so crazy because I live on a golf course all these years later.
Right.
But they just couldn't keep it together, right? They just could not make it work. So eventually we left again while he was at work. We packed up everything. I was 12 years old.
Oh my goodness.
And we moved to Del Mar, California, which is one of the richest areas in the world.
Wow.
Right? But which is so funny but she worked there.
Okay.
But she also knew it was a beautiful place for kids, very nice families, houses, homes. And she had the best intentions.
I was just going to say, so she wanted that. She wanted to give you a certain life.
She did.
But she struggled.
But she couldn't. She did the best she could with what she could.
Yeah.
But it just didn't work out. And so from 12 to when I was 15, it was just really bad. We had to move every 6 months because we kept getting evicted because she could never manage her finances. And I never understood, why? Why is this happening?
Yeah.
So eventually I decided that I wasn't going to go to the high school she wanted me to go to.
Okay.
Because it was full of rich kids. And we were not.
Yeah.
So I would pretend like I was going to school. She would go to work. I would hide under my bed until she left or until she would go to work. I would come home from the park. If she came home for lunch, I'd hide under my bed while she was eating her lunch.
Oh,
because she would work down the street. And I did that for over a month and got away with it.
Wow.
Until finally they got through to her because I would check the mail every day and I had all the phones turned off. So they couldn't call.
Intercepting
everything.
Oh.
And then she's like, I just found out that you have not been going to school for a month. And I was like, now do you believe that I refuse to go to that school? Like, that's how strong-willed I am.
Wow.
So I didn't even have a driver's license. And I used to take her to work. Then I would drive myself to Encinitas to a continuation school.
Wow.
And this school was one in which you would just come in to take tests.
Oh, okay.
So there's teachers in classrooms and you come in to take tests. Or
so you
if
have to teach
questions.
yourself.
So you teach yourself, you come in, you take the test, you progress, and then finish the classes. It was from 9 to 12. So and then I worked full time.
Wow.
While I was doing that at the tanning salon.
That's right. And you got that job at the tanning salon like within 10 minutes of
my mom
interviewing.
Getting fired.
Your mom got fired. You said,
I'm going to get a job.
And you did.
And I did. I just went to the strip mall across the street and I was just going to go into businesses. And I went into the tanning salon. I said, are you hiring? And he's like, when can you start? And I said, right now. And I called my mom and said, I got a job. I'll be back at 9 when they close. So he taught me everything. And then that's where I worked. And it was perfect because I would do all my homework there.
Right.
Because there's a lot of downtime in a tanning salon. So I graduated at 16. And then my mom, because she just was getting evicted again, she was going to move to Fresno.
Okay.
And I was like, I am not moving to Fresno and I do not want to live with her. So I found through the tanning salon, this girl had this beautiful condo, 2-bedroom. Mm-hmm. And she rented me a room. Wow. Out of her beautiful, it overlooked the ocean. Wow. It was $400 a month.
Oh my gosh. Look how resourceful though. 16 years old, making your own money, putting yourself through school and renting your own apartment at the age of 16. Like, no wonder you are so fiercely responsible, independent, successful, all of those things. But I've said this to you so many times, I feel like when you have the story that you do, and I know we're only able to really just scratch the surface in the time that we have, but I feel like there's there's more than two paths, but if you would have gone the other direction, I feel like anyone could look at that story and be like, I get it. Like the odds were against you. There was so much, but I think it's incredible how you chose to say, no way, this is not what my life is going to look like. And I will stop at nothing to create the life that's going to fulfill me. Right. So you fast forward. I don't want to speak out of turn, but you sort of said like, I don't want to get married and have kids and have that traditional lifestyle, right? Mm-hmm. Like that was sort of the mindset.
It was never in my mind.
Right.
Like, I think when you're a kid and you have like a stable home environment and you see parents and like, that's what you're taught, right? That's what you see.
Right.
I saw survive every day. Yeah. So in my brain, it was make money, survive, make money, survive.
Right.
That was it. I don't want to do what my mom did.
Right.
Everything that my mom did, I wanted to do the exact opposite.
Makes a lot of sense. It makes so much sense.
And that was having kids.
Yeah.
Because what I've now learned, and it's so funny that I'm just now kind of seeing this at 46 years old, kids were, or at least I felt, I was a burden. Mm. Kids are a burden. When your parents are addicts, you are in the way of them living the life that they're in. Mm-hmm. And that's why I had to take care of myself, right? Yeah. So in what I've learned my whole life was that kids are a burden.
Right.
So no, I was never like, I want to go have kids.
Yeah.
I want to get married. Growing up in California, no one's staying married.
Right.
You see it?
Right.
No one's staying married, okay? They're always on their next best thing. Mm-hmm. So for me, I was like, why do I want to do that? That just looks horrible.
Yeah.
So like none of that was in my mind. But, God has bigger plans for you than what you think, right?
So, and again, we'll get into all at some point we have to get into how you met Matt and all of that. But if we sort of fast forward even more, so you and Matt end up finding each other.
Mhm.
I think he did some pretty good convincing. Love you, Matt.
It's a salesman.
But so you end up
Getting married
and having kids. And that was never something, as you said, and it does make so much sense, Nicole, that if you grow up feeling like a burden and that kids are a burden and that's what's ingrained in your mind, because you've said to me, like, I never wanted kids. And you've said, when I say that out loud, people look at you like you have 5 heads.
Crazy,
right?
Everyone's supposed to want kids and get married. Like, why?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
So now you have Griffin.
Yeah.
You have Quinn. Talk a little bit about what that experience was like going, the mind shift, right? Of never wanting this. Kids feel like a burden, to now you have kids. All we can do is draw from our own experience, right? So what would you say are some of the things sort of from your childhood that then you took with you into becoming a mother that you probably said, I mean, you already said you're going to do the opposite, but talk to us a little bit about what that was like too.
So I felt like, first of all, there was like this mind shift in that because I was going to do the opposite, I found this man who's not abusive, who's not mean, who would be a great dad, right? Like I found someone that's like easygoing, happy.
Yes.
Happy was what I strive for my entire life, was I just wanted to be happy. So I met him and I was like, okay. And then once we did get married, everyone around us was having kids. And I was older. I was 35 when I had Griffin. And there was pressure from Matt. And I felt like because he came from a stable home environment, his parents had been married for a million years. They lived in the same house. I felt like
totally different.
Maybe my experience, I already raised my brother. I know how hard it is, but maybe because I have a husband, it will be different. And so we got pregnant with Griffin. The only thing that I did know was that if I had one, I wanted to have 2.
Yeah.
Because I'm so close with my brother, there was just no way I was just going to have one kid.
Right.
Like there had to be 2.
And you did that real close to each other.
Not because of me. Again, thanks, Matt. Matt's like, we got to have them close together. Just get it over with. And I was like, get it over with?
Oh, man.
It was so hard. 18 months apart is so hard. And before that, I thought I was healed. I didn't know that, because after I got out of the place I was and I'm successful and I'm independent and I'm moving states and living in a city and like have these friends and, you're doing well for yourself. I just didn't know that having kids was going to bring up all these unhealed feelings, emotions, and they were going to ultimately trigger me.
Right.
So
how, because you're right. I mean, kids become a big trigger for things, as you said, that you thought either you were healed from or just pushed way down. I mean, how did you manage that during that time when your whole world changes? Because you're an entrepreneur, right? I mean, you worked for yourself. So it's not like you were on maternity leave for 12 weeks. You had to get back and you were doing your thing. But then you have this added experience of the kids and being loud and challenges and different things. So how did you do that?
I don't know. It was horrible. I'm not going to lie. It sucked. It really did. I didn't understand why I hated being a mom so much. I had these adorable kids.
Yeah.
They were so cute. And everyone will say, but Nicole, you were such a good mom.
Such a good mom.
But inside, I hated it. It was like having to take care of people again.
So were you right back to that survival mode? Like you said, your whole childhood was just survive. So then
survive.
Have to go right back into it. That must be such a mind, like, I don't want to say a terrible word, but like, whoa. you know, to be like, I got out of that and you were living this life that you created for yourself. And then suddenly, oh my gosh, you're back in survival mode. That has to be such a crazy position to be in, you know?
And then also to have kids that have all these diagnoses. Like, why was Griffin doing the things he was doing? Why was Quinn doing the things they were doing, you know? And then trying to like, for me, it was super important to get them all the help, all the tools to give them the best chance at having a happy childhood, adulthood, to set them up for success.
Yeah.
So I was extremely proactive. If something was wrong, I was going to find a way to figure out what the root cause was and we were going to fix it.
Yeah.
I didn't care if I had money, didn't have money. I was going to figure it out. And that's the way it was going to be. Because for my mom, she didn't have that.
Right.
If someone would have seen or taken care of her in the way that she needed, then my life would have been different. She would have been different. And I'm worried that my kids will have any kind of traumatic experience or addiction or anything like that.
Right.
It scares me because I've seen it and it's horrible and it affects so many families.
Right.
And if I could just do everything I could to make sure that they get everything they need now so that when they're 18 and 19, you know, they can, because life is long.
It's long
and it's hard.
Yeah. So, right. You set them up to make sure they understand sort of how to cope and how to recognize their own emotions and, right? I mean.
Yeah. And to regulate their emotions, I couldn't regulate my own emotions. I could until I had kids.
Yeah.
It was having them. And I was like, oh my God, how do you do this? So I got on Prozac and Wellbutrin. And then what they don't tell you, or maybe they did tell me and I didn't listen, is don't drink. You know, a big part of like having kids is this mentality that you start drinking. You drink wine every day. Like that's what you do to cope. Right? That's, and I didn't have a problem with drinking. I could go out and have one or I could drink a whole bottle.
Right.
But when you're on antidepressants, let me tell you, doing that and drinking a whole bottle is a terrible idea.
Yeah.
And I did that for a while.
Right.
And then finally I just woke up one day and I was like, I can't do this anymore because I don't want my kids to see that.
Right.
You know, and I just stopped. And I will have maybe one glass of wine with them. Maybe every 6 months they'll see that.
Yeah.
But I just created a different, you know, outlet. Like that's just not what I do anymore.
Which is so healthy. And again, goes back to you are thinking about your kids first and foremost and the experience that they're having and connecting to the experience that you had and wanting to set them up in the best way possible. And I think that's, again, it's so admirable. And it is why you're always reminded, like, you are such a good mom because those kids come first. And like you said, it's a long life. And, you know,
we only have them for 20 plus years, like 25 years. And then they're going to go and start their own relationships and buy their homes and their businesses or whatever they're going to do.
Yeah.
Like
and we
it's
just
a short
hope that
period of time.
we really hope that the values that we're instilling are going to be there. I know. And I think about those teenage years and there's a lot of pressure and there's going to be a lot of experiences that they're going to have that's different from the way, you know, because now it is different. I mean, the same pressure is there, but the world is
so different. And what they have access to. And like
terrifies me.
Griffin, I think I've mentioned it before, but like Griffin playing video games and Fortnite. And maybe it's me. And it's okay. But like, I think to myself, oh my God, he can't stop. It's like an addict.
Yeah.
And it like takes me back.
And that probably triggers you.
And then I'm like trying to fix it, you know, and I'm trying to manage it. And what do I do? And how do I do it? And and it's a lot. Like everything doesn't have to be this traumatic thing. Like, I played video games.
It's hard though, because you're you're anticipating and you're thinking multiple steps ahead because you want to protect them, you know, and you want to make sure that they have the best possible shot at this world in this life.
Yeah, because it's not easy. And it's going to be so much different for them than it was for us.
It is. It really
is. Finding a job is going to be different.
So different. Buying a house.
AI is going to be doing everything. Yeah. Like I'm like, oh my God.
I know.
I'm already thinking, what jobs can they do that AI can't do? What company can they start?
Oh gosh. Well, Griffin will certainly be starting a company soon. I mean, he's already figuring that one out.
He's busy playing Fortnite.
Oh my
He thinks he's going to bake, you know, $300,000 playing Fortnite. That's what he said.
All right. So I want to know mothering when they were itty bitty versus mothering now. Tell me sort of how did those challenges look different?
So they were different because when they're little, there's so much noise. The noise, the screaming, crying, the lack of sleep.
Yeah.
Just everything is so chaotic. And when you lived in this world that was so chaotic growing up, and all I longed for was for peace.
Yeah.
Like my home was my sanctuary. And now I'm in my home, my sanctuary, with these tiny monsters screaming, yelling, fighting, throwing things, bombs going off.
Right.
I'm just like, it was horrible. But I didn't see that. I didn't know that that's what
because when you're in it,
what I was doing.
All day, every day, right? You can't take that 20,000-foot view to be like, oh, it's a trigger because of the noise, because of the chaos and this. Right.
I thought I was good. And so I didn't understand why, like, my other friends who had all these kids, they just seemed like they just had it so much easier than me, which was so annoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I'm being honest, like, why can't I have it easier?
Right.
Why does everything have to be so hard? You kind of like, I never had a victim mentality. I don't respect people that think of a victim mentality. Like you keep it moving.
Yeah.
And your past doesn't have to define you. But sometimes I did. Like, why is it so hard for me? Like, why can't I have easygoing kids?
Yeah. Right.
Why?
You're like, do we have to challenge every single thing? Yeah.
So, but now I used to cry all the time and Matt would say, it's going to get easier. And I'd be like, why? When?
Yeah.
When? Why? Why is this so hard? When's it going to get easier? Well, guess what? I'm here to let you know. It is a little bit easier. It's not perfect.
Oh, nice to hear.
It's a little easier. At 11 and 10, well, she's almost 10.
Yeah.
It's easier.
But I'm sure the challenges are just so different. It's different.
I mean, there still is like some crying. Quinn's been crying every day because I'm going to be gone. And she has such a hard time with separation anxiety. Yeah. But I'm able to kind of work through it and not get annoyed.
That's huge.
Where before I'd be like, stop crying.
Well, and you've done a lot of work on you.
Yes.
Though, right? Like, I feel like in our conversations, when you're in it and they're little, oh my gosh, but you've been able to maybe carve out a little bit of time for you and your healing because when you recognized, right? I mean, I don't want to speak on your behalf, but I feel like there's been a lot of growth and that's so impressive.
When I was able to resign from where I was working with my husband. Dear Matt, I'm done. Nicole.
You mean it wasn't a rage text?
No, it was an email. It was a rage email after many rage conversations.
Oh, my goodness.
And when we were in a position for the first time in my life where I did not have to worry about money, I was like, you know what? I need to take this time to focus on me.
So proud of you.
And get myself the help. So I found a therapist who specialized in EMDR and reprocessing those really painful memories and the feelings that come up when you think about them. And so I did that for about a year. And working out, I've always done. Like, I always love working out. But, like, doing that, too, without feeling guilty about it, because you know what that's like.
That's huge.
That's, like, a huge thing.
Yeah.
And just kind of, and don't get me wrong, like, even then, I was like, God, Shannon, they're coming off the bus in a minute. I don't want them to come home yet. I'm not ready for it. They would come home and just melt down every day.
What?
Yeah. And then when I switched to picking them up, they get in the car and it's like meltdown city, fighting in the car. I'm like, guys, you could just take the bus, So it took some time, but I think now that I'm more accepting and I'm trying not to fight it. I'm trying to go with the flow, because when you fight things, you become much more at odds, right? But I can't, I just have to go with the flow.
I think that what you just said is so powerful because, and all I can do is call upon my own experiences, but this concept of trying not to fight it, going with the flow, maybe releasing some control. I'm finding in our house, some of the challenges that I've talked about here, like with Thomas, I think a lot of it was stemming from me because I'm like, I'll be wound so tight and I want like, but now you have to go brush your teeth and then you have to do this and you have to do this and then it's bedtime. And if you're not in bed at this exact time, and when I've started to release a little bit, he's like, I'm giving him the space to sort of do those things on his own and not feel that pressure. And it's so obvious. Like, obviously people don't want to be micromanaged and constantly nagged, but it's hard to find that right balance. So I think that's such an important thing that you're sharing with our listeners, that like, as much as our job is to provide stability and make sure they sort of know what the structure is going to be, but yeah, it's like, but you have to give some space there too.
Yeah. And I think like, there's always been a balance, I think, for me, in that when they were little, I'm a clean freak, right? I like everything clean. I don't like chaos, but I let them make the biggest mess because I said, they're only little ones.
Yeah.
And we can clean it up. And Matt was so, like, Matt didn't like the mess. It made him uncomfortable. I'm like, but Matt, who cleans it up?
Right.
You know, and Quinn with all her art projects and like my stools to this day are a wreck. Like, I don't know if I'm ever going to get new stools.
Our kitchen stools, there's paint. It's like abstract at this point.
It's like Quinn should just go ahead and paint over them and it would look better than what the way they look now.
Oh, let's do it.
Maybe that's what we should do. So if I let them just make a mess, I feel like I'm giving them the opportunity to do that and know that it's okay to have a mess, but also like we'll clean it up when the time comes.
And isn't that a beautiful lesson beyond obviously like the physical mess, but
right,
like that's setting them up to understand like you can it'll be okay. Like you can
when
fix
things are messy, it's okay.
Yeah, you find solutions.
You can just take care of it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And that's what I try to tell myself. So that it's funny with those kind of things, I was okay with it. But like the screaming, the yelling, the noise stuff, I was not okay with at all.
Well, and it makes sense from everything that you've shared, right? Those being some serious triggers. So
yeah, for sure.
All right, let's talk a little bit about you right now. Like,
okay.
I want to know what brings, and this is a big question, so sorry, but like what brings you the most joy right now when you think about your life and motherhood?
What brings me the most joy right now is that it truly is when my kids are happy. That brings me the most joy.
Yeah.
When I'm just like driving into our neighborhood, you know, being able to go pick up my kids from school.
Yeah.
Being able to feed them when I do cook, feed them healthy food, but then going through all the food therapy and like seeing them actually eat nutritious food. Those are the things that bring me joy. If you would have asked me this 2 years ago, I would have told you being alone. That's exactly what I would have told you. When I'm by myself.
Fascinating.
Is when I'm joyful. And so that I think is a lot of progress.
A ton of progress. It's amazing. And that gives a lot of like hope to people that might be in it right now.
Yeah. And guess what? It's okay to want to be alone.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad about it. That's what you need.
Yeah. Like listen to yourself, trust yourself.
That's what you need. Yeah. You need time alone to maybe process what's going on, or, you know, to think about what you need to get to another place.
Well, when do you feel the most like yourself?
When I'm making money.
That's a great answer.
Because that is what I was.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
And then when you own your own business, that's really hard to make money.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's when I'm like productive,
Mm-hmm.
making money. When I was just kind of full-time mom, which is like the hardest job there ever will be in the world, I just felt like I was not doing enough. And I know a lot of moms feel this way, but that job is enough.
Yeah.
But given the way that I grew up, I'm always trying to think ahead and like, we need more money. What if?
Yeah, that anticipation of what if. So what's something that you're proud of that people might not automatically see or recognize?
I'm really proud that I stopped the generational trauma. That's what I'm most proud of.
And you should be.
You know what's so funny is if I ever like talk about kind of like or hint at like, hey, I didn't have this perfect childhood. It was horrible, actually. People are always really shocked.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They look at me and it's like they just don't expect that coming from me.
Yeah.
But it's true. And that's because I didn't let my past define who I was going to be.
I think I need to come up with new adjectives because I keep saying powerful to me, but it really is because you wouldn't, not that you can like, you don't judge a book by its cover. You can't look at somebody and tell, but it is true.
We do.
Like you would not ever in a million years think that you had all of those experiences, but you are so right. And I'm so proud of you that you're so proud of yours. Breaking that generational trauma that you have, that is no easy task.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my gosh, it's incredible. And I'm so inspired by you. Truly, truly am. Because I've said this to you so many times. Like, I know you there's zero victim mentality in you, but if you did have one, like, it's kind of acceptable. It's kind of okay because you've been through so much. And I just think it's amazing. And I think your kids they see what a strong human being you are. And I think that's
my hope. Like, that's my hope, is that they know that they were so fiercely loved and protected.
Yeah.
Like, I know Griffin will say to me, which is so funny, "You're so strict. You're so strict, Mom." Really? Oh my God. You played Fortnite for 17 hours. What is strict about that? Because I told you to get off Fortnite after 17 hours of playing? Like, what?
Oh.
Like the things that they think about, which I find to be so funny because they didn't have my childhood, nor would I ever want them to have my childhood. And it's so funny when they're crying, I'm like, you're crying about that? Like, when I was crying, it was because I was being abused.
Oh my gosh.
And sometimes you can't help but feel like shaking them. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
You're crying.
Like, you're fine. This is not a big deal.
What?
Yeah.
But that's their reality because they don't know a different reality because I protected them.
Right.
They will never know that, hopefully.
Right.
And so, but for me, that's when I cried. It wasn't because I was being told not to do something.
Right.
So,
I
I don't know. It's really hard to raise kids and balance where you came from and your expectations onto them. It's not realistic to expect them to be grateful that they have a house to live in with water and all these things that I didn't have.
Yeah.
Like, that's just bare necessities.
Right.
But as a mom, you want to teach them to be grateful for things, but like, what's the balance?
Right. That's such a hard thing to figure out. And I think, again, as a human being, I think it's totally fair and appropriate that you'll have moments where you're like, yeah, I didn't have all of these things. But then, as you said, you're protecting them. But what is your hope that when your kids, if they had to describe to somebody their mom, what do you think they would say?
I hope they describe me as crazy, fun, cringy, strict, super strong.
Love it.
And super loving.
Yeah. I think that,
all those things. All the things. I want to be all the things.
And I think that I love how you talk about that they know they're protected. Like, I think that's such a big, and again, it comes from so much of your experience. But whether they would define it or recognize that word right now, they definitely feel that. They know that
there is
their
nothing
protector.
better, and you already know this about me, but like I have to have my kids home in bed. Like there's nothing better than laying next to them at night in their safe environment, knowing that they took a bath, they're clean, they're fed, and, they're peaceful.
Yeah.
There's truly nothing better than that for me. And I think that's, just another reason why I won't let them sleep anywhere else. Because I want to know that they're all those things at
know
night.
that they're safe and protected.
And not to say they won't be, like...
I know, but it makes sense.
It's just how I feel. Like if they're not home at 9 and they're getting older.
I know this is going to get real tricky when they are.
I'm going to need more therapy. And possibly a glass of wine.
Hey, it might all come
full circle. But how am I going to stay up like late waiting for them? Like these
paint a room.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea.
Oh my gosh.
We'll be decorating.
Yeah, I'll come over. We'll do some decorating. I definitely want to do this again because I just think there's so much to your story. There's so much that has made Nicole.
Yes, it's true.
And we didn't even get into the fact that you're the brainchild behind this whole. I mean, I know we talked a little bit about it last week, but I think for me, something I've learned so much just in being your friend is just the importance of just being really honest. And I hope that's something that anyone who listens takes away is just the honesty. It helps kind of like I find myself nodding my head a lot and being like, yes, of course, that makes sense. And thank you for saying it out loud. So thank you for sharing and for saying all this out loud. I know it's probably not easy to always have to sort of go backwards, but I think, you've said you don't let your past define your future. And you're right. You're right. You have to just keep moving forward.
Keep going. And actually, sometimes, like, to be quite honest, this is not a really fun time of my life. I'm feeling like at 46 and we're doing the exact opposite of what I always said I wouldn't do. I said that, Matt and I would be doing A, B, C, D, E, and we found ourselves just kids, baseball. I'm like, I feel like a little bit of the joy and fun. Like we don't do anything fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Together.
I do. I know exactly.
But I said I would never let that happen.
Right.
But here we are. And it's happening. And we're in this rut. And it's not very joyful. But when I do look at the kids and they are so happy, that is joyful. And I'm trying to remind myself, and maybe it will be helpful for all of you, that it's only a season. It's temporary. Yeah. It's going to change even when we feel like it's not, and it's going to be like this forever.
Yeah.
It's not going to be this way forever. It's only temporary.
It's only temporary. It's such a good reminder. And you remind me of that often, and thank you for saying that.
It's only temporary.
You're right. It's only temporary. And the sacrifices that you're making now are for the good of your children because you're such a good mom.
For later. Yes.
Because some people are like, don't care if the kids want to do that.
And I don't want someone like my mom in my childhood stole the joy out of being a mom for me.
Yeah.
So I've been like trying to fight for that back, right? Or learn it or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want someone to do that for my kids. Like I want them, I ask them, do you guys want to get married and have kids? And they both say yes.
Oh.
And I was like, you do?
See? You and Matt are crushing it. Good job.
And I guess that's a good sign,
that's
right?
Such a good sign. Oh,
yeah, I know. They want to get married and have kids. I was like, God, do I have to take care of them?
You're like, I'm not going to be.
Can you give me some time?
Oh, that's so funny. Well, I appreciate this, but we have to end on our rapid fire. Because it's just too fun. Like,
you know what's so funny about our rapid fire? It's never very rapid.
It's like we go on and on and on. Should we try to really do it the way we envision this? Of like,
I don't know if it's possible, but try it.
I don't know if it is either.
Let's do it. I'm down.
All right. Ready?
I think so.
We'll start with some easy ones. Favorite comfort TV show?
Real Housewives of anything or 2020.
Yes. Last thing you Googled.
I don't know. See?
Wait, I'm so excited.
We can't do this. Like,
was it how to get your little thing to work, that your device for your phone?
No. I just chat GPT everything.
Fair. I mean, I already know this. Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Yeah. Target or Amazon?
Both.
Current obsession?
I don't have one.
I can't think of one.
You can't either?
Mm-mm.
What would be your current obsession?
Oh, like
you're painting.
Yeah.
Like doing
like
your
quite
house?
Literally obsessed. Like maybe manic? I don't know.
I want to be obsessed about something.
What's your current obsession?
My kids.
Your kids. Maybe like a little bit like mom-com. Like I'm just laughing thinking about you Saturday night.
That's true.
At Glow Zone with your computer out.
Yes.
Working.
Maybe
at
that's
10 p.m. while the music's like.
Oh, it's the best.
So, because I think because we know that there's like so much that we want to
share,
do.
There is so much we want to do. You're right.
I think it is. Which is that's a healthy obsession.
Look at us.
Mm-hmm. Crushing it. Oh, I love this one. One thing you've outgrown.
Hating being a mom.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Text or call?
Both. And most recently, voice text?
memo.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that what Heather taught us?
Yes.
Voice memo. One word for this season of life.
A grind.
Mm-hmm.
It's a grind right now.
Mm-hmm. And I want to end on this one because I just thought it was really funny. What's something in your purse right now that's like super random?
Okay.
Yes.
I don't have my purse. And I just cleaned it out. But random?
Or just,
Our mom-com postcards?
Yay, I love that. Yes, we need to put more of those out, actually.
That's usually what you can find in my purse. Yes, that's it.
Well, anything else that you want to... I'm like, it's like a conference call. They all my
anything
UK colleagues go, any more? That's what they always say. And I'm like, oh.
I'm so out of the loop. I've never heard that in my life.
It's a UK thing.
I hate conference calls and meetings unless they're with you about my obsession.
We want to have more. We want more. That's what we're figuring out, is how to carve out more time to do this, because
we love being together. Yeah, and this brings us joy. Helping other people brings me so much joy, and that's why I think I'm so honest about my past, is because I want to show people that you can come from one place and you can manifest this life that you never even thought was possible.
Yeah. And you're quite literally a living example of that.
You really can.
I hope that I appreciate, again, you just being so honest all the time. And I loved that we got to learn more about you, Nicole, because you're such an impressive young lady.
Gosh. Thanks, Barb.
I mean, seriously. But I really appreciate all these little nuggets of wisdom that you've shared with us, because I think you're spot on, and perspective is so big and so important to just kind of keep in mind, and lots of good reminders for everybody listening. But it's only temporary.
And you know what? There's no one I would want to be sitting here with interviewing me and doing this, because you make me feel like at home.
Oh. Yeah.
So it's like easy to open up and share when you're with someone that's like home.
Well, that's really, thank you.
So thank you.
This was, well, it's always enjoyable, but thank you very much for sharing. And
if you know someone that could really resonate from our conversation today, please forward it on to them. We'd love to help as many moms out there that we can.
Yeah.
Right.
And if there are topics or things now that you're really getting sort of a feel for what we're doing here with MomCom, let us know. We are quite literally open books, aren't we?
And on to a book.
All right.
Thanks for joining.